Hello and good evening and a very warm welcome to a special program called Cricit Predicta on NewsX, powered by OneXpat. Today's IPL 2024 doubleheader promises a thrilling cricket action in the first match. Sunrisers Hyderabad set a challenging target of 162 runs for Gujarat Titans, led by Abdul Samad's explosive 29-run. However, Mohit Sharma's exceptional final over coinciding only 3 runs and claiming 2 crucial wickets, along with a run-out, concluded Hyderabad's innings on a high note. In the second match, Delhi Captals captain Rishabh Pant square off against Chennai Super Kings, led by Rituraj Gaikwad, ensuring an exciting clash for the cricket enthusiast. Yesterday witnessed Lucknow securing their maiden win by defeating Punjab Kings by 21 runs on their home ground. Opting to bat first, Lucknow posted a formidable total of 199 runs for the loss of 8 wickets in the 28 overs. In response, Punjab Kings managed only 178 runs for the loss of 5 wickets. Notably, debutant fast bowler Mayank Yadav, and that's something I'm going to rope in all my viewers here. Mayank Yadav impressed with 3 wickets, including season's fastest delivery clocked at 156 kmph, while Mohsin Khan's contributed with 2 wickets. Well, we're joined by 3 eminent panelists. One, a coach, assistant coach of Zimbabwe cricket. The second one, an absolute senior media and sports professional from London. And third, an IPL player who played for Mumbai Indians, RCB, and one of the most respected guys at the domestic circuit, Gautam, who's also a part of the Bank of Baroda team, if the memory serves right, on the recently concluded D.Y. Patil Cup. I'll welcome Gautam into the discussion straight away. 156 kmph, what do you think of it, Gautam, at the domestic level? Your views?
Yeah, absolutely exciting prospect. You know, anyone going over 150 is obviously excites everyone, you know, and you don't get to see this very often. So obviously it's like very exciting and good for Indian cricket, I feel.
Well, absolutely. You've seemed to be very active at the domestic circuit, and you keep to be nurturing players even at your institutional level and at the domestic level. Just tell me, what is the best way to nurture this talent? Because this guy is exceptional. He's been getting praises from everywhere, but somehow managing this beautiful talent is also an art and science and management. Would you agree to it, Gautam?
Absolutely. As I said earlier, we don't get to see this bowlers bowling 150 every day. So obviously, we have to protect these players, and we have to look after them really well at the NCA level. And you have to give them the proper training and the facility, and regularly we need to look after these players. So it's very, very important. And everyone at the NCA and BCCA should have a look at this guy, and we have to protect him in the cotton wool. I feel like it's very important. So what I'm trying to say is we need to take care of this boy, and we have to put him in the Indian team and make sure that he plays for a long, long time. Because anyone bowling over 150 or 140, they're prone to injuries. So
yes,
it's very, very important to take care of these players. So he's someone who's going to serve Indian cricket.
Absolutely.
No doubt in my mind.
Absolutely.
So we have to protect these bowlers.
Well, we've got to protect him in the cotton wool. Stanley, the coach himself, the former Zimbabwean junior player and now a coach, analyst, everything put into it. When you see a talent like this, what does it remind you of? Which is the player that comes closest to your mind in the recent part? I'm sure if I were to put this question on to David, he would say Jofra Archer, without doubt. But Stanley, who's the player that you would think of when he bowls at 156?
Certainly for me, I'm a bit of an old school man myself. And when we talk of bowlers like this, I straight away think of Shoaib Akhtar. And look, it's quite exciting to still have players who still put in the hard yards, who still have the talent to bowl these so-called speeds, because world over, we seem to be getting these flatter and flatter pitches, and it's kind of disheartening bowlers to want to bowl at a decent pace when you know you're not getting much assistance off the surface. So when you get a bowler who bowls up and above 155 clicks, that tells you something, right, about how the bowling coaches and how the strength and conditioning coaches are working together, because those two people are very, very key in making sure that a player of this nature lasts longer and performs consistently.
Well, that's an interesting insight that you put into. I'm also carrying Gautam's statement forward. You've got to protect him in the cotton wool. Would you do that for the sake of cricket, for the sake of the way he was bowling yesterday, Stanley?
Well, the question now is, I mean, every team pretty much nowadays, whether it's international cricket or it's franchise cricket, you do have a director of cricket, right? And this man's job is to make sure you set about the way you want to play cricket, the brand you want to play. And this is where players like Mayank sort of like fit in. If you want to play that explosive, aggressive cricket, you play him in the shorter format. Do you also want him to play in the 4-day stuff? That needs to be seen. Can he last long enough, especially bowling at those periods? And like what Gautam said, I mean, bowling 156 Ks consistently over a 2-day period in a test match, is it possible? Do you want to use him in that strength? And also the player himself, what does he want to do? Which format does he feel is more suited to, especially nowadays where you've got all these leagues that are starting to come up all over the world? Is the player cricket-oriented, or is also thinking about the remuneration that comes with the format?
Absolutely. Very interesting point. David, just paratroop into this discussion. Welcome. Just get into this discussion and just draw a parallel with Jofra Archer, your favorite Surrey player. Sussex. David, we can't hear you. There seems to be some technical problem. Just unmute yourself.
Here
Yes.
we go.
Go on.
Yeah, I was thinking exactly as Stanley was talking there of Jofra Archer, and he was overbowled, wasn't he? Joe Root, as captain of England, overbowled Jofra Archer and led to a series of injury problems that he's still just coming out of now. The other thing was everyone became very excited about his speed. It all became about Jofra Archer's speed.
What you see on your screen right now is the actual speed with which he bowled his 24 deliveries yesterday. And that's what it took everybody by surprise. Sorry for interrupting. David, you may go ahead.
Absolutely. It was extremely impressive. But but with Archer, it became all about speed. He was expected to bowl those bolts every over. In fact, he's a very skillful bowler in the kind of Courtney Walsh mode. He swings it, he moves it around. But as soon as he started playing for England, it became all about speed. So it's how fast can you bowl every over? And there's going to be a short shelf life to that. You are asking for injuries if it's all about the speed gun. I know everyone's excited. It's exciting to see a bowler coming through with that sort of speed. But it's just one part of the armoury. And everyone gets fixated about speed. It will shorten the guy's career no matter how many formats he's playing.
Well, absolutely. Very interesting. We'll just jump into our match today. Gujarat Titans versus Sunrisers Hyderabad. Let me give you 5 bullet points. First clash of Super Sunday. SRH won the toss, scored 162 for 8 in 20 overs. Abhishek Sharma and Samad scored 29 each. Travis Head, Mayank Agarwal partnership was 34 runs. No SRH batter could reach 30 runs individually. Most important point, and this is for you, Gautam, and your former colleague, your old pal, Mohit Sharma took 3 wickets for 25 runs and he bowled, I'm told, the last over for around 2 or 3 runs. Very miser, very paltry with his, you could call him, one of the most miser bowler in this game with that age and with the speed that he bowls. Your views on Mohit Sharma, Gautam?
Yeah, if you look at it, he's one of the senior bowlers going around in the IPL. He's been playing from past 10, 12 years and he's done really well for CSK and India in the past. So obviously he uses all his experience. He uses the slower ones, Yorkers and the slow bouncers really well at the death. And if you look at Shubman Gill, the way he's using Mohit Sharma as a death bowler speaks a lot about him. And he's got good confidence about Mohit Sharma bowling at the death. Even though there are bowlers who's bought at 10 crores, 15 crores in the team, and he just falls back on Mohit Sharma every now and then. So it speaks volume about Mohit Sharma.
Well, absolutely. Any memories of him and you playing together in the Ranji circuit, under 19, under 23, under 15? Your memories of him?
Yeah, we played a lot against each other in the Ranji Trophy. I used to play for Karnataka, I used to play for Haryana. We played a lot of cricket together, me and him, and even in the IPL. And he's a very, very smart operator. Be it red ball and white ball, he's a very clever bowler. And he's doing the same thing in the IPL right now.
Absolutely. David, just want to bring on to something that Gautam has just said. He comes from the IPL dugout experience. He talks about the two bouncers, the slow bouncer. Do you think the two bouncer rule is now suddenly these guys have started taking and being innovative about it, the fast bowlers? Your views, David Brooks?
Yeah, I like it. I like the innovation. I like the move towards two bouncers and over. It's just giving the bowlers a bit more to play with, and it's making it a better contest between bat and ball. And as we're seeing now, as we're getting into the tournament, bowlers thinking about how to use that to their advantage. It's certainly less predictable, isn't it, for the batters, knowing that that second one could come at any stage. So we're seeing more innovation. I think it's a very positive introduction.
Well, absolutely. It is positive. At the same time, you've got to look at Umesh Yadav also. He's given 28 runs in 3 overs, but he's taken 1 wicket as well. Rashid Khan managed 1 wicket for 33 runs in 4 overs. I think this pitch, Stanley, you want to talk about this pitch because this is the same fatal pitch which hosted the final of the World Cup not long ago, which came to India's Waterloo. Your views? Stanley, Chiotza, you want to talk a little bit about the pitch? I think all right, David Brooks, this is the same pitch that we're talking about, the final at the Ahmedabad. Your views?
Yeah, I think it's as a pit that I don't see any demons in it. It was good to see Rashid Khan getting back to somewhere near his best, getting an important wicket of Klaasen. But no demons here. And, I know that the first wicket's fallen. Saha is out, 49 for 1. It should be a reasonably facile chase for the Titans. But because their batting hasn't really fired yet in the middle order, it really depends on how, on Gill and Sudarshan and how much they can add for this second wicket.
Well, very interesting point you made, what they will. Just take us through in a little detailed discussion about what do you think, how do you foresee this match is going to pan out before we move on to our second match of the day between DC and CSK? At which
yeah.
Go on.
Titans, I think, have the advantage here. As long as Gill and Sudarshan can get them to at least halfway to their total, then you'd fancy the rest of them to get, to make it. But the fact that, Miller in particular has been out of form, hasn't he? So it's going to be, the onus is on these two now with Saha gone. The onus is on the second wicket partnership to get them to within spitting distance of the total. Should be Titans, but the long way to go. And we know that any side with Pat Cummins in is always capable of turning a match around. He's got that Midas touch as a skipper, an ability to turn a match around. So it's not over yet by any means.
Absolutely. It ain't over till it's over, as David Brooks put it together. Gautam, I'd like to go on to you. How would you play at a second pitch, which is at Vizag, Visakhapatnam, where there have been far and few matches, in fact, in the IPL? Gautam, what is your view about the pitch at the Visakhapatnam, where there is a second match coming between Delhi Capitals and Chennai Super Kings?
I think it's usually a high-scoring venue, and especially not a lot of IPL games are played there. And the more we see the India games played over there, I think it's been a 180 has been the past, and since it's Vizag, it's a coastal area. The dew comes into play in the advantage of playing at.
Well, for the sake of our
and having that scale doing anything.
Well, Gautam, for the sake of our fans who do not
and having that yes, playing in CSK is going to be like very, very tough. And yeah.
You know, for the sake of our fans, will you explain how the due factor comes in?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, absolutely. Gautam, you've got to be a little louder, but we will manage with our technical team. Just tell us about the due factor, especially in the Visakhapatnam Stadium.
Yeah, obviously, the coast. Yeah. Yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
I think there is some technical issues. While we sort that out from our end, we'd also request you to just re-plug in. That'll be better. David Brooks, what do you make of Delhi Capitals versus Chennai Super Kings at a neutral venue? That's important.
This should be very interesting. I can see a high-scoring game. You've got some great batting on both sides. What interests me about Super Kings is that it seems to be a very difficult team to beat. Once they get the winning habit, they seem to be able to find a way of winning most games. They've got the experience. And with, I thought Gateward seems to be settling into his captaincy role in the last game. Must be quite an intimidating proposition taking over from Dhoni, but he seemed to be more comfortable in that second match. So then they are gelling well as a team. Impressed with Shivan Dube, who looked the real deal, and with Ravindra, at the top of the order. If Super Kings.
I hope Gautam's technical team is back. Gautam, can you hear us? I'm going to ask you about David Warner, Mitchell Marsh, Rishabh Pant, and Stubbs. Your views. Stubbs scored 44 runs of 23 deliveries, 2 fours, 3 sixes in the match against Rajasthan Royals. Your views on the Delhi Capitals batting lineup?
Yeah, coming to...
Yeah. Go on.
Yeah, coming to Delhi Capitals, obviously a lot of onus is on Mitchell Marsh and David Warner at the top. And having said that, their middle order looks like really, really fragile, And Rishabh Pant coming from injury after like 1.5 years. So their batting looks little fragile, and at the same time, the positive is Stubbs played really well in the last go. Protect Rishabh Pant in the middle, Mitchell, one of them to play till the 15th over so that they can post a good total.
Well, very interesting point. You said that Stubbs actually comes in and protects Rishabh Pant, which is an interesting part. Chennai Super Kings, on the other hand, has Rituraj Gaikwad leading up from the front. You have Rachin Ravindra, Shivam Dube, Samir Rizvi, young and talented. He showed great promise in the first ever batting appearance on IPL, scoring 14 runs of just 6 deliveries with 2 sixes against Gujarat Titans. Would you, Gautam, would you want to talk about Samir Rizvi? What kind of a player he looks like? Anything, any ripples in the domestic circuit that you've heard of Samir Rizvi? Your views. Gautam, if you can hear us.
Yeah, he is one of the exciting talents going around in the domestic circuit. If you look at the first game which he played, obviously hitting Rashid Khan for the first ball for the 6 in his IPL debut speaks volumes about him. And at the same time, I heard few of my colleagues who spotted him during this IPL scouting playing for Uttar Pradesh. And they said that this guy has a real massive potential playing at the highest level. And he can hit sixes at will. And he's very, very exciting for Indian team in the future.
Well, very exciting talents to have found. In the meanwhile, we have Khalil Ahmed, Akshar Patel, Kuldeep Yadav, and North Jay in Delhi Capitals. Do you think they'll make in a dent before we move on to David Brooks? I'm going to ask you and ask for your favorite team of the day between CSK and Delhi Capitals. Gautam?
Obviously, I would say CSK because with the experience of Dhoni and fresh ideas of Rituraj Gaikwad, I think they are doing really well, and there is no doubt they're sitting at the top of the table right now. And having said that, Delhi Capitals actually have a good bowling attack compared to their batting, so I would say that they have to total and fancy themselves defending that total.
Very, very interesting point you made. CSK has been on top of the table for no. They've been playing really well in the last 2 matches outside. Their winning average, everything has has been superb. David Brooks, before we conclude today's match, what is your predictor team for both the matches? Second is, more importantly, what do you think of the Delhi Capitals impact players? Abhishek Porel, Khalil Ahmed, and also in comparison to Chennai Super Kings, Shivam Dubey and Pathirana. Your views?
Well, working my way backwards there, I was impressed with Pathirana's performance. He looks a real talent, and the touch of the influence of Malinga, obviously with the slingy action, I was very impressed. I think that in terms of the result of the game, Chennai, it's not going to be an original prediction, but I do think CSK have found the winning hat. Still got the winning habit, and I would be thinking that they will win this encounter today. But I really want to see Rishabh Pant winning a match as captain. I think he deserves it. It's so good to have him back. And no one will be more pleased there'll be a lot of fans who are winning him on, a lot of neutral fans today who want to see Pant go big and be a winning captain in this game. Going to have his work cut out, because the CSK side has got strength, it's got experience. Any side with Jadeja in it. Ravindra's been a revelation, I think, as we've seen in the World Cup. He's continuing that form now for CSK. So CSK have got all the firepower that they need. But my head says CSK, my heart says Delhi Capitals.
But what about the first match? Who do you think is going to cross the line?
Well, I think the second wicket partnership that we were talking about earlier that I thought was so crucial is still continuing. So as long as they're there, they get the team up to 100, it's the Titans' game to lose. The Titans should win this match.
Well, on that note, Titans are winning comfortably. They seem to be the better team for today. In the meanwhile, David Brooks' heart says it's CSK, and so does the brains of Gautam, who's played at the IPL at the topmost level. He's been a part of the dugout, and today he makes his television debut on NewsX.
For more such videos, subscribe to the NewsX YouTube channel, hit the bell icon.